Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've arrived at Riverview Map. This is going to be a quick map tour just to have a look at what's happened with the recent updates, because me and Cavalier Roy has been quite big in the mod hub side, and he's been quite busy too, repairing 2 maps, working on a 3rd map. He's been a very, very busy bee. But this is Riverview Farm times 2 maps. Absolutely gorgeous map. I think it's set in the UK. And let's just have a quick look at what life would bring you as started as a farm manager. Right, so as we can see, we have got ourselves not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 reasonably sized fields. Now it looks like we've got canola planted in this one, we've got wheat planted in these 3, and then it looks like it's going to be some grass fields attached to our cows and our pigs. We've got a chicken feeder. We have got ourselves a liquid fertilizer tank. We've got a Karma 16. I think that one's the solid fertilizer tank. We've got a manure heap. We've obviously got our cow barn. I thought that was sheep actually. It looked like sheep for a second. And we've got another cow barn. We've got some petrol tanks. We've got a stainless steel. Oh, that's going to be the solid fertilizer. The Karma's probably seeds. We've got a safe house. And we've got our Farmer 800, which holds, I think, 900,000 litres of our grain. And if we have a look at our equipment, we have an absolute ton of equipment. So we've got our small tractors, we've got our class, we've got our New Holland, and we've got our Valtra. We also have a medium Massey Ferguson. And then we come over to the New Holland harvester. We've got our class wheel loader. Now this one's quite expensive to buy, but quite easy, cheap to sell. And one nice little touch I like about this is every single number plate, if you look here, our license plate, is Cavalier. Cavalier again. So it's a nice little touch. He's just reminded everybody of his presence in this map. I think that's the only thing that he would be doing. Cavalier again. Cavalier. And Cavalier on the telehandle too. That's a nice telehandler as well. Low centre of gravity. I love using those things to haul pallets, big bags, etc. etc. You've got a decent sized 40,000 litres or 40 cubic metres of capacity. So that's a decent starting trailer. We've got the not the Massey Ferguson, what on earth am I talking about? New Holland Agriculture. You've got the header to go with the harvester. We have a stone picker, cultivator, power harrow, subsoiler, seeder, sprayer, fertilizer spreader. And then we've got our grass cur. We've got some front load tools and front loader attachers. We've got some bales. We've got some weights, a low loader, because you know the localized fields that we do have require a small low loader. But what struck me as different in this one is we don't start with a car, so we've not got a little pickup truck. So that's something that Cavalier Roy has decided that he didn't want to integrate. But I mean, if you look at the overall equipment we've got, who needs a pickup truck? But yeah, we've got our liquid fertilizer tank that holds 173,500 litres. We've also got 27,300 litres that we can hold of seeds in here. Or we can have 27,300 litres of mineral feed. So it's quite nice if you've got a lot of cows, which you do on this one. It's quite nice to have the ability to store mineral feed, so we can just keep loading it in. So we can just buy it without having to actually go to the shop every single time we want to buy it. And then lastly, we've got our 60,000 litre capacity solid fertiliser tank, and just across the way from it we do have our diesel container tank. I think these contain about 6,000 litres, I'm not sure if it's modified it, 10,000 litres. So yep, we've got everything we need to start business in a booming fashion. And inside the cow barns or cow sheds or cow whatever you want to call them, places where the cows like to house themselves, we've got the robotic feeder, which is a nice touch. We do have 1,000 cows in the capacitor, which is also another nice thing, a nice decent milking section. But yeah, 1,000 cows, you're going to hold a lot of cows inside here. You're going to produce a lot of manure, a lot of slurry. You're just going to produce everything that you could ever really want. And we've got 2 of these, so we can house 2,000 cows. The only downside is it's going to take a lot of silage. It's going to take a lot of grass. It's going to take up quite a lot of your time to keep these maintained, and you're going to have to produce a lot of total mixed rations to keep them up to date. And then right here is our chicken pasture, a chicken barn, chicken coop, chicken place to stay. This holds 900 chickens, so you're going to produce a lot of eggs on a monthly basis if you've got a full capacity coupe. I guess it's a coupe. I mean, it'll probably hold around about maybe 50,000 to 150,000 litres, somewhere around there, probably about 70,000. I know Cavalier Roy likes to over-exaggerate everything, so he's doing it with your best interests. And then the final thing that we do get is the big 900,000 capacity litre, 900,000 litre capacity. Don't know, it's either 900 or 800,000. And we've got some more sheds. We've got sheds galore in this map. But yeah, it's looking like a nice and promising place to be. Newbie Farm is looking good. If you are a newbie, come on down and run your own newbie farm. I'd probably advise selling a lot of these sheds and starting on a completely clean slate. But what else does this map have to offer? So we've got a BGA, a biomass plant. I've never actually really played this map that often, but you know, BGAs are always nice incomes if you've got enough silage. Sod the cows off. You need to produce cows when you can produce biogas. I mean, you get a lot more money from this, and it only costs around about 181,000 as well, which an average biogas plant is at least 300,000. So it's a massively great investment in this. Right, so we'll have a look at some of our other purchasable lands. So we've got an oil mill. We've got ourselves a grape processing unit. We have got a sugar mill. We have got ourselves a grain mill. We've got the spinnery. We've got the piglet sawmill. Got the average Vikings cheese dairy. So that's going to make cheese. Got a bakery, biogas or biomass even. Tailor shop, cereals factory, carpentry, dairy, and I think that's it. Now, one thing I do like about Cavalier, it names everything after content creators or gamers or streamers. So, you know, he's got that little bit going on for him. I like that he's keeping his community close to heart. Because if you go to Maypole, it's about there's a guy who I can't remember. He's got like bipolar stuff and Cavalier Roy is a really, really interesting guy. I've spoken to him a few times, and I've loved every single second of every single conversation. But it's nice to see that he's looking after people who are working actively in his community and pushing his creations out into the world. But yeah, that's Riverview. I mean, we've got quite a lot of fields. None of too big, obviously. It's not going to be like Wild West map where everything's the size of the Earth. But you know, you've got your big fields here, which are not mega big, but they're not bad. You can still produce a lot of grain from them. Plus, when you start as a new farmer, you get these 3 fields that you can harvest straight away, and then shortly after you can harvest this one. As if we have a look at the growth stage. Oh, everything's ready to harvest actually, apart from those. They've been cultivated and that's about it. But I think they are planted, I think they are growing. Because it is grass after all. Grass doesn't really show. Yeah, there we go, grass. Grass. But yeah, that's going to be it for the Riverview tour. My microphone does look like it was peaking at times, so I do apologise if the volume gets a bit distorted. I've been fiddling around with OBS since the new update and trying to get Stream Deck to work with it and everything. It's just been an absolute faff. But thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel for more content similar to this and yeah, whatever. Just like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.